Well, hello and how are you? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I know it's been a long while, so I've got a whole string of birthday shout outs. Today is February the 1st. Um, what day is it today? Today is Thursday, February the 1st, I believe. Hey, Siri, what is today? There we go. Yeah, Thursday, February 1st, 2024. And speaking of that, we've got happy birthday shout outs, belated birthday shout outs for quite a ways. Way back up into Monday when I headed for the hospital and spent a little time there cleaning out for a colonoscopy. Yay. So I am back now. Show is back now. The Bible is going to be back on track now. So here we go. Belated birthday shout outs going out to Tim Collins, Michelle Colbert, Bobby Faulkner, and Teddy Underwood, uh, Micah Flynn, Margaret Dove, Christopher Smith, uh, DrToni Smith Lane. Let's see, where am I at? My brother, Cimarron Briscoe, Kyle Addington, Linda Campbell, Tina Grove, Theresa Christine, Carl Mitchell, Jaimie Case, David B. Whitehead, Rachel Penrod, Talya Cunanan, or Talya Cunanan, uh, Kelly Scyoc, or Scyoc, Robert A. Monday, and Shenandoah Fancher. And then, whoosh, we're getting there, folks. And then Denise Wyant, and Jessica Garner, Lori Ann Roach, my cousin, Samet, that is. And then today's happy birthday. No, wait a minute, not yet. We're not there quite yet. And then we got Chelsea Lauren, Air, uh, Herons, and Debbie Stout Johnson, and Diana Monday, or Mooney, sorry. No, Monday. That's actually Monday. No, it is Mooney. No, it's Monday. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Monday. Wake up. Select Mooney. Monday. Go to sleep. And then uh, what was the other ones? Keep going here. We got lost. Oh, and then Shenandoah Ethel and Baguette. And then Theresa Crabtree and Mike Start. And so, without further ado, here's birthday song for all of you. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. Why, that's another day you're gone away. I hope you're enjoying your special day because, well, it's your happy birthday, belated birthday. Happy birthday today's today. I said, hey, I heard it's your birthday today. Why, that's another trip around your sun you made. I hope you're enjoying your happy day because, well, it's your happy birthday day today, and or yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before. For that, happy birthday days today. Happy birthday to all y'all. Appreciate you hanging in there and waiting on those birthday shout outs because, well, hey, we can only do what we can do. And I ain't figured out how to do a blog off my phone yet. So there you have it. When I'm not at home in front of the computer, it ain't gonna happen. All right, alrighty then. Um, Today, like I said, February 1st, 2024. Also got my Shin Show fans. I'm sure there's a whole slew more of them on the thing. Folks that were worried about me. Got Martin Kelly, aka Smiley, gave me a phone call to see how I was doing. So glad to have him as a fan. Darla Gilmore, uh, T-Play. Wait, is that T-Play? Darla Gilmore, yeah, T-Play. And Martin Kelly. And then that's aka Smiley I was talking about. Then my Pokey Pals, True and Blue. Return pokes for you, Amanda Sue, Little, and Julie Rigo. And I believe there's probably some others in there. Maybe Michael, I know his last name. Anyway, sure you're all out there, and I'm so happy to have you as fans, keeping up with the show, watching each and every day, and especially noticing that I'm not around. Sure, it's the Bible that has done that brought most of the folks most of the folks read the Bible with me or watch the Bible along with. So happy to have you all with. Okay, all right, we're gonna pull up a weather forecast. Today's weather forecast, and for the next 10 days. I'm sorry, 5 days. But today we had weird skies, sunny and whatnot. Yeah, today's high was 64 or 70 degrees. 64 out there and cloudy now. But earlier today was pretty much sunny all morning, and gave me a chance to get out there for a little bit. And then I don't know what happened. As soon as I got out there, uh, the sun went away. It just didn't want to stay out and play, not with me. So it went away. Alrighty, we're gonna get into it here. Alright. Next 5 days. No rain. Hooray, hooray. California's getting a beating though. And Alaska is picking up a lot of snow. That end of the earth. That end of the earth is getting it all. But over here, not a lot. Showers early this morning, then partly cloudy overnight. Wait a minute. That says we're going to get some a little bit wet tonight. Okay, it's 54% chance. Showers early and then partly cloudy overnight. Low temperatures of 38 degrees Fahrenheit with winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then chances of rain, like I said, 50%. And that's tonight. Should be the last we see of it for the rest of the week here. Intervals of clouds and sunshine on Friday, February the 2nd. High temperatures around 55 degrees Fahrenheit with winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies overnight with low temperatures of 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for Saturday, February the 3rd, sunshines and clouds mixed together. High temperatures near 55 degrees Fahrenheit and winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Considerable cloudiness overnight with low temperatures of 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for Sunday, February the 4th, cloudy skies, high temperatures of 53 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds east to northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Considerable cloudiness overnight. Low temperatures of 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be north to northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for Monday, February the 5th, partly cloudy skies, high temperatures of 49 degrees Fahrenheit, at with north winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies overnight, low temperatures of 31 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds light to variable north at about 6 miles per hour. Then for our fifth and final day of our 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area, few clouds and early, but otherwise mostly a sunny day for Tuesday, February the 6th. High temperatures will be around 53 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds will be west to southwest at about 5 miles per hour. Few clouds from time to time overnight. Low temperatures of 37 degrees Fahrenheit. And again, winds will stick around that 5-mile south to southeast mark. All right. Alrighty then. That's your 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. Brought to you by Helping Hands Thrift Store and Foster Care Closet VIP Diner. Located at 416 South 5th Street, right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Okay. Got all this. I get so tired so easy right now because the being in the hospital, all you do is lay in the bed and sit and watch TV and sleep. And I did. And my body is now broke down to that and used to that. So I do a lot of that. Dozing, sleeping, oxygen deprivation. And so if you see me dozing off, chat it up over there and wake me up. Say, hey, wake up. And hopefully I will. Of course, I'll be asleep and can't read it. Go to sleep. Had to turn the microphone off on the voice recognition again because I said I prompted it to come on, so it did. All right, let's see it. See if I got a song in me. Hey, so inside of me, songs that I've been trying to sing. Do or die, read it why. Reading the song inside of me. Oh, been trying to do this one all week without lyrics. Lord, I hope this day is good. Song lyrics, Lord, I hope this day is good. Let's try that. Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. Lord, have you forgotten me? I've been praying to you faithfully. I'm not saying I'm a righteous man, but Lord, I hope this day is good. I don't need fortune and I don't need fame. Send down the thunder, Lord, send down the rain. But in your planning just how it will be, plan a good day for me. I said, Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord, I know I should. But Lord, I hope this day is good. You've been the king since the dawn of time. All that I'm asking is a little less crime. It might be hard for the devil to do, but it would be easy for you. I said, Lord, I hope this day is good. I'm feeling empty and misunderstood. I should be thankful, Lord. I know I should. But, oh Lord, I hope this day is good. There you have it. All right. One more by Don Williams. I don't believe in superstars, organic food, and foreign cars. I don't believe the price of gold and the certainty of growing old. That right is right and left is wrong, and north and south can't get along. That east is east and west is west, and being first is always best. But I believe in love. I believe in babies. I believe in mom and dad. And I believe in you. Well, I don't believe that heaven waits for only those who congregate. I'd like to think if God is love and He's down below, He's up above. He's watching people everywhere. He knows who doesn't care. And I'm an ordinary man. Sometimes I wonder who I am, but I believe in love. I believe in music. I believe in magic. And I believe in you. I know with all my certainty what's going on with you and me is a good thing. It's true. I believe in you. I don't believe virginity is as common as it used to be. We're working days and sleeping nights. Not black and is black and white is white. It, that Superman and Robin Hood are still alive in Hollywood. That gasoline is in short supply and they're raising costs of getting by. But I believe in love. I believe in old folks. I believe in children. And I believe in you. I believe in love. I believe in babies. I believe in mom and dad. And I believe in you. There you have it. Do 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 do. Pop. Mm-hmm. We'll see some more. Maybe I can do them. We'll try this. I've held it in word. Oh, Lord knows I've tried. It's an awful waiting in a country boy's life. When you look in the mirror in total surprise at the hair on your shoulders and the age in your eyes. Oh my, and the light of my life. Fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. A man and the light of my life. Fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. Well, the measure of people don't understand the pleasures of life. in a hillbilly band. I got my first guitar when I was 14. Now I'm crowding 30 and yeah, still wearing blue jeans. Oh man, and the light of my life. They should have made you a gentleman's wife. I said, a man and the light of my life. They should have made you a gentleman's wife. There you go. Do 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 wop. Do 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 wop wop. Pow 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 pow. Boom boom boom. All right. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on into story time before my because I haven't been setting up a lot lately. My blood pressure fluctuates and drops out anytime it gets to notion, and I can't see very well. So we're gonna jump into story time with the kids and see what see what we've been missing. Kids have not been sleeping. The grandkids have been not sleeping on account of TV. Grandpa wasn't here to help them fall asleep. Is that right? Well, I don't know that for sure, but the grandkids were awakened upon my knee, and I tried to figure it for what you see. But if you do, and if you don't, TV Grandpa will let you off to sleep. TV Grandpa, that is me. TV Grandpa, that is me. TV Grandpa, that is me. I'm gonna try to read short story to put you to sleep. That's what I'm gonna do. So hey, jump up on the couch or jump up on the bed. Wherever it is you rest your sleepy little head. 'Cause TV Grandpa, oh TV Grandpa, I'm gonna try to sing you to sleep. Actually, we're not gonna sing you to sleep. We're gonna tell you a little story about a little deer named Bambi. Well, one day a deer was born. His name was Bambi. His mother washed him all over with her tongue. She did. That's what she did when he was born. Well, Bambi, she said, my little Bambi. The young Bambi was curious about everything. He learned he, he learned he was a deer, and so was his mother. He learned there are other deer in the forest, and someday he would meet them. He learned the trails his mother followed were made by other deer, and bugs and critters, sounds and smells. So many wonders to explore. Sometimes on a trail, suddenly his mother would stop real still and she would open her ears really wide and listen from all directions. First over there and then over here. Bambi would wait. At last, when she said, "It's all right, we can go. There's no danger." And then the two of them would start on that trail again. But he did not know why they had to do this. One day his mother took him to the meadow for the first time. He started to run out into the open clearing, but she jumped right in front of him and said, "Stop," she said. "Stay here. I must go out first. Wait till I call for you." But If I start to run, you must turn around and run back into the woods very fast. Do not stop. Do you understand me? Bambi's mother slowly stepped out into the open meadow. She sniffed all around. She looked this way and that, alert and careful. After a while, she said, "It's fine, Bambi. Nothing is to worry about. So come on out." And he did. He bounded right out to meet her. Oh, what a bright sunshine it was back in the woods. Bambi hadn't seen a starry sunbeam, a stray sunbeam every now and again, and but he had never gotten hot, bright sunshine, and it warmed him all over. He felt marvelous and jumped high into the air. Each time he landed on grass, softer. "Hey, you're quite welcome." Christopher was jumping in, saying uh, how he was enjoying the show, and I think he had Christopher had a birthday wish out there, which is what he was thanking me for. Anyway, oh, what a bright sun back in the woods. Bambi had scarcely seen a sunbeam every now and then, but here the hot, bright sun warmed him all over. He felt marvelous, and he jumped high into the air, and each time he landed on grass softer than any grass he had ever felt. And then he leaped back up again. Over and over he did this. In some places, the flowers were so thick they made a sweet carpet. But what was this tiny thing dancing in the air? "Look, Mother," said Bambi. "The flower is flying." Why, that flower must have needed to dance so much, Bambi thought, that it had broken right off of its stem to rise up into the air and dance in the sun. But no, that's not a flower, Bambi, said his mother. "It's a butterfly." And then Thumper, a little bunny rabbit, come out onto the rocks, and thump, thump, thump. On the rock was a young hare, a rabbit, if you will, thumping his foot. "Hello there," smiled the hare, raising up on uh, one tall ear. "Do you want to play?" "Sure," said Bambi. "Well, catch me." Here hopped off. The hare hopped off the rock and into the grass, hop, hop, hopping away. Bambi was a bit faster at running and jumping, but the hare was a bit better at hiding, so the two of them had a fine time. On top of the flowers, a tall, fluffy black and white tail was sliding over them. "Way, why, I know that tail anywhere," said the rabbit. "It's my friend Skunk. He's under the flowers." "Skunk? And are you sure? Even a black and white tail?" He head popped up. Then a black and white head popped up. "This is Bambi," said the hare. And soon the three of them were exploring the meadow, sniffing its rich, deep smells. Well, after a while, Hare and Skunk had to go home, and Bambi looked around. "Mother, where are you?" At the far side of the meadow, he saw her with a creature that looked just like him. "Bambi, come back and meet my sister Nina," and called Bambi's mother. And her two children. Well, Bambi hopped over to the fawn's little feline and her brother Gobo. They were running in and out of their mother's legs. Well, feeling gay, uh, feline gave a leap and landed right in front of Bambi, and then jumped back to Gobo with care. And Bambi stopped or stepped up to her. Feline hopped off one side and Gobo followed, and soon the three of them were chasing each other up and down the grass. Now run off and play, all of you, said Bambi's mother. And every day after that, the three young deer played and chatted together. They raced and they chased. They nibbled many strawberries and blueberries on the bushes, and sometimes they just talked. And one day Bambi said, "Do you know what danger means?" "Something very bad," whispered Gobo. "But what is it?" said Bambi. "I know what danger is," said Feline. "It's what you run away from." But soon they were chasing and playing again. Bambi's mother and Ina came up. "Come on now," they said. "It's time to go home." Well, far off at the top of the hill, two large proud deer came into view with enormous heads of antlers. Turning to them, Feline said, "Who are they?" "Those are your fathers," said Ina. "If you are smart and don't run into danger," said Bambi's mother to her son, "someday you will grow up as big and handsome as your father, and you will have antlers too." Bambi's heart swelled with pride. As Bambi grew, he learned how to sniff the air, and he could tell if his friend's hare was coming, and if a fox had just trotted by, and he could tell if it would rain soon. And one afternoon came a raging storm. Lightning flashed and thunder crashed. Bambi thought the end of the world had come. But when he lay down by his mother's side, he felt safe. Well, one day when Bambi wandered about in the woods, he came upon a sharp, unpleasant smell. Curious, he followed it. It led to a clearing where stood a strange creature. He had never seen such a creature before, and it stood up on its rear legs, and in its two arms it held something long and black and shiny. Could it be a third leg? The smell of the creature somehow filled him with terror, and the creature raised its long black arm. In a flash, Bambi's mother rushed up to him. "Run, Bambi, run, as fast as you can." Bambi's mother bounded over shrubs and bushes. He kept pace beside her until they were back in the leafy home of the woods. Later, Bambi's mother said, "Did you see the huntsman?" Bambi nodded yes. "That's the one who brings danger," she said, and both of them shuddered. Bambi was still growing. The first time he woke to find his mother gone from his side, he was scared. It was early in the morning and still dark. "Mother, mother," he called out, and a large shadow approached, bigger than his mother, standing before a pool of moonlight. A great old buck looked proud and stern. "Who are you calling?" said the buck, with a frown. "Can't you take care of yourself?" Bambi did not dare answer. He lowered his head in shame. "Look up," said the old buck, "and listen to me. Watch, smell, find out for yourself. You will be fine on your own." The leaves fell, and Bambi grew even taller. His mother started leaving him alone more and more, letting him meet other deer and creatures of the forest. Feline, gobo, hare, and skunk were still Bambi's best friends, but he also found other creatures fa- fascinating to watch and sometimes fun to play with. One wet wintry day, the terrible smell of huntsmen swept across the forest. The scent was so strong that there had to be many huntsmen in a group. Most animals quickly fled out of danger, but some were not as lucky. With the hunters' loud noises and great power, many animals were killed, and one of them was Bambi's mother. After that terrible day, Bambi felt lost. He wondered about how he how could this awful thing have happened. And suddenly, the great old black buck stepped out in front of him. "Were you out in the meadow when it happened?" the old buck said. "Yes," said Bambi. "And you are not calling, and were you not calling for your mother?" said the buck. Suddenly, Bambi felt full of courage. "I can take care of myself," he said, looking up, and the great old buck smiled. "Listen to me," he said. "Smell, watch, and learn to live. Be careful. Find out for yourself. Now, farewell." And he vanished into the deep forest. Winter came. Strong and bitter cold winds swept through the woods. Deep snow covered the forest floors, and there was little food to eat. Bambi felt hungry and cold all the time. Nearly all the bark on the trees had been peeled away by hungry deer, and still the cold wind blistered on, day after day. Gobbo had always been smaller than Bambi and Feline, and he shivered all the time. He could hardly stand up any more. And one day a flock of crows flew overhead, yelling loudly, "Caw, caw, caw." The geese also screamed in the sky, "Quack, quack, quack, quack." They warned of huntsmen coming again, and the hare hopped up and down in alarm. "We're surrounded. They are everywhere." And a single shot boomed, crashed like thunder, and one goose fell from the sky. All the animals ran like mad, even the tiny tilt mouse. And another shot crashed like thunder, and a fox fell down on the forest floor. And bang, bang, still other shots were heard. And hare came out to Bambi. "We have got to get out of here." Bambi and Hare started to bound away, but was that Gobbo lying in the snow? "Gobbo," said Bambi, "where is your mother and Feline?" "I fell down," said Gobbo. "I'm too weak. You go on," with Bambi. Then another young deer bounded by. "Bambi, run. Don't just stand there. If you can, run." And he took off like the wind. and as Bambi ran along, he called behind, "I will come back for you, Gobo." Bambi ran and ran, and soon the sound of booms and loud noises as thunder grew more and more distant. And when Bambi returned to where Gobo had been, there was no trace of him, not even his tracks, just big tracks, and Feline and her mother were racing around the spot. And when his what has become of him? Wailed Ina, but all they knew, they could smell it. A huntsman had come and taken Gobo away. Hey Siri, read my messages. Yes. Hey Martin, you're on the air. But thanks for the call, and everything is okay. Just wanted to let you know the show is back on. Yes. So that was Martin Kelly checking in. Smiley. Glad to have him checking in. So where were we? Weeks passed at last. Little sprigs of fresh green grass popped up through the snow, and then more tufts of green. What what was left of the snow melted away. On Bambi's head, he could feel the weight of his fast-growing antlers. And as the trees and bushes turned green and the weather warmed, all the animals started to act so oddly. Birds flittered about two by two. So many creatures, large and small, were in pairs. His friend Skunk spent all his time with a girl skunk and hardly noticed Bambi. Even his friend Thumper smelled, seemed, and I think that's him again. Well, let's check in. Go to sleep. Hey Siri, read my messages. Yes. Thank you. Send it. Yes. Yep. That was Martin again. He was checking in saying, said, that sounds great. Glad to have me back on the air. And so there you have it. So anyway, weeks passed. Oh yeah, by the way, all the animals were running around two by two. Skunk had somebody. Thumper had somebody. And everyone seemed to be in a daze. Forever starting. So even his friend Thumper seemed in a daze, forever staring at a girl bunny and thumping his foot. Well, what had happened to my friends? Said Bambi. I am alone. There was a rustling in the leaves behind him, and there stood Feline, but she was grown up now, and like he was, and each of them was thinking, how different you look. They gazed at each other and they smiled. It had been a long time since we have seen each other, said Feline. Yes, I know, said Bambi, and they talked of old times. Do you remember playing tag on the meadow? Said one. And do you remember all the berries on the bushes that we ate? Said the other. And the two of them seemed to understand each other quite perfectly. And a few deer came up to them, sniffing the air. Sister, don't you know me? Feline and Bambi turned in amazement. Go! They rushed to him in joy. So, you're not dead, said Bambi. Where have you been? Said Feline. Gobo told him his story. I was with a huntsman. I have seen a lot more than the rest of you all together. Dogs had found me when I was laying in the snow, and they barked, and the huntsman came up and carried me. Gobo came and he had carried Gobo to the place where he lived. It was as warm as summer inside, said Gobo. Rain may pour outside, but not inside where humans live. It's always dry and warm, and there is always something to eat too. Turnips, hay, potatoes, carrots, yams, yummy stuff. And you afraid though? Said Feline. No, the huntsman wouldn't hurt me. If he loves you, or if you serve him, he's good to you, said Gobo. And then loved, and they all loved me there. The children petted me, and the great old buck strode out from the bushes. What kind of band is that you have on your neck? It's a halter I wear, said Gobo. It's great honor to wear a human's halter. Be silent, said the great old buck. You poor thing. He turned and was gone. But one day, when Gobo and Bambi were together, they smelled the scent of a human. We must hide at once, said Bambi. No need to fear, said Gobo. The humans know me. And then, all at once, a sharp bang, and Gobo fell to uh, fell to the ground. Fortunately, the huntsman never came after Gobo. Instead, when the scent of the human went away, Bambi pulled his friend to a leafy place where he could rest and be out of danger. Now, Bambi knew what weeds his mother used to eat and heal a wound faster. And as he brought the weeds to Gobo, he worried and he wondered, why must this always happen to us? Bambi thought of the great old buck who had said, find out for yourself, find out what. Feline and Aina brought Gobo food and visited for hours, and Bambi often came by too, until Gobo was healed. The words from the great old buck still fresh in his head. Learn to live and be careful. Bambi was starting to understand. Seasons came and seasons went, and Bambi grew still taller. His antlers were nearly full grown now, and one day Bambi caught a new warning smell in the air. It was hot and smoky, and it smelt, and, it was a hot, smoky smell, and a flock of crows rushed by and calling loudly, fire, fire. And at once the animals were running as fast as they could. It wasn't easy to run away from fire, and sometimes it seemed to rushed in from different directions. After hours went by of flames and smoke, the fire started to wind down. At last, the smell of the fire was fading also. Now the great old buck stepped in front of Bambi. His head was gray now, but he still bore his antlers with pride. Come with me, he said in a serious way. I want to show you something before I go. He led Bambi through the woods to a burned out village. Mixed along with the smell of fire was the same awful smell of humans that had sent terror throughout the hearts and through his heart again. Don't be frightened, said the old buck. Closer and closer they went to the village. Look, Bambi, he said. There in front of them were dozens of huts. Each one was burned, some almost to the ground, and others burned mostly on the roof. The village was empty. You see, Bambi, said the old buck, the houses of the huntsmen, or the humans, get burned by fire just like in this place, and that where we stay in the woods, and the human isn't above us. We are just the same. Do you understand me, Bambi? And the fire burned the woods wherever we live, and burned the villages of humans too, said Bambi. So we are not so different from the humans. We both live under the same great powers in the world, said the great old buck. Yes, I see, said Bambi. Now I can go, said the great old buck. Don't follow me. My time is up. Goodbye, my son. I love you so very much. Now, Bambi had become a full buck himself. His antlers spiked and gleamed in the sunshine. Sometimes he would visit the corner of the woods where he had spent his childhood. Some of the trails were still there. Once in a while, wandering through there, he saw Gobo and his sister, Feline. When he saw Feline, his heart beat faster. He wanted to rush to her. He gazed after her. Finally, she was gone. And then he heard the call of two little fawns. Mother, mother, they called. Can't you stay by yourselves? Said Bambi. The little brother and sister were too much in awe of the great buck to answer him. Bambi thought, these little fellows please me. And it reminded him, he remembered of the dear face I understood to see when I looked at in the books years ago. Perhaps I'll meet him again. Well, the little girl is nice, too, and Feline looked up at once. Listen to me, said Bambi to the two little fawns. You must watch and hear. Find out for yourselves. You will be fine on your own. And that was the end. Go to sleep. And that was the end of story time with TV Grandpa. Hey, I got two visitors. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad to have you with. Have you been trying to chat? It's sometimes quite difficult. If you're watching on the TV, it's difficult for sure. But so glad to have you with. That was story time with TV Grandpa. And it was brought to you today by the letters A and the number. Oh no, that's Sesame Street. They can get away with that. I'm not allowed. That's probably a copyright. Who knows? Um, they were brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2024. And the Bible with Briscoe 2024 has been caught up with a bunch of 2023 readings, but it's now caught up. And that'll bring us to our daily bread portion of the program. The Bible with Briscoe today, the reading is going to be Exodus 27 through 28 and Matthew 21, 1 through 22. The daily bread, I might remind you, is a little booklet pamphlet that your church will have. Most Christian churches have it. And you might find it at your doctor's office or something of that nature. But if you don't find one or ever get a hold of one, you can always go to odb.org and make a donation and read each and every day a little bit of the Bible, a story, and or you can follow me along in the Bible of the year, knowing in advance what the day is going to bring before I tell you on the show. Anyway, today's devotion in the daily bread portion of the program is All-Star Humility. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is because I'm not allowed to read the devotion, only the scriptures that go with it, because they do have their own narrated version of their little pamphlet. So, anyway, today's scripture will be Philippians 2, 1 through 8 for all-star humility. And here we go. Philippians 2, 1 through 8. Imitating Christ's humility. Therefore, if you have any encouragement from being united with Christ, and if any comfort from his love, if any common sharing in the Spirit, and if any tenderness and compassion, then make my joy complete by being like-minded, living the same love, being one in the Spirit, and of one mind. Do nothing out of selfish ambitions or vain consent or conceit, and then rather in humility value others above yourself, not looking to your own interests, but each other and each of you to the interests of others. Now, in your relationships with one another, have the same mindset as Christ Jesus, who, being in very nature God, and do not consider, or did he not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage? No, rather he made himself nothing by taking the various nature of a servant, being made in human likeness, and being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on the cross. And that was Philippians 2, 1 through 8, which would be all-star humility, which, Jesus Christ was the big star for sure. Alrighty then. You can see I'm kind of fighting the cold. I'm just cold. Can't get warm again. And I don't know what's going on with that. But it'll come back. Anyway, hey, that looks like the end of the Shen show. I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. Don't have any other songs in mind except for one. But first off, I'll sign out. Hey, thanks for coming in and enjoying the Shen Show. Glad you are back. Glad I'm back. Glad it was a good show. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it. And please, hey, if you did, like and share. If not, well, hey, like and share anyway. All right. All right. I appreciate it. Well, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So, goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. This your headsman, Shenandoah Briscoe, saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the show. God bless you, and so do I. We'll be here again tomorrow. Bye bye.